Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Happiness in Gita we have seen in two talks that there is a possibility that we can discover happiness. It is not an illusion. It is not some kind of hypnotism, but it is a direct experience. Now, if we really want that direct experience of being happy and not becoming happy, we must first of all find out who is unhappy. Normally, we complain, and our complaints are with reference to the world. So I, as a wife, want to complain about husband, and the cause of my misery is my husband. So what will be my spiritual practice? Try to improve the husband. If I am a parent, the cause of my misery is children. So what is my spiritual practice? Try to improve the children. This has never happened in the past, nor it will ever happen in the present or future. There are three things. One is Adi Bhautik, second is Adi Daivik, and third is Adhyatmik. Take an example to understand these three principles. Adi Bhautik means, for example, the sun ball which is hanging in the sky, which gives us light and energy, that is Adi Bhautik. It is a matter, material aspect of life. Then Adi Daivik. We come across stories in our scriptures that Kunti Mata invoked Lord Sun, and because of that Karna was born. So this principle, this functional ability is called as Adi Daivik. So one is the gross sun, his functional ability is to give light and energy, so that functional ability is called as Adi Daivik, and it is common for everyone. Then we come to the third stage, Adhyatmik, subjective. Now the same thing applies to yourself. The structural eye to which cataract happens is Adi Bhautik, structural eye. Then the functional eye. In this eye there is vision. The vision is Adi Daivik. See, Adhyatmik is the principle because of which the vision is possible. Greetings. So we are talking about spiritual life. So some of us talk about the material life, Adi Bhautik, and their whole effort in life is how we can improve the gross material world. So we keep on spending time, energy, how to improve the roads, how to have a very good infrastructure at the cost of infrafracture. All the time is spent only in Adi Bhautik. Some of us get lost in Adi Daivik. And what is that Adi Daivik? We go to the temple and we want to invoke the divine grace. Oh God, I know I have not studied, but I should pass in the examination, please. One teacher in India showed me, she was evaluating the papers of 10th standard. She says, Swamiji, I am an evaluator, now see this paper has come. And in that paper it was written, from first page to the last page, all the answer books. That student has written, Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. At the end, oh God, please pass me. See? So she asked me, Swami, what should I do? I said, fail him. This is not the answer. See? Adi Daivik in our personal life is, we will do nothing, but God's grace should come on us. Such people become too much dependent on God. They call themselves to be devotees, but they are not. See? For us, devotion is, God is the means and the worldly achievements is the goal. What should be? Our worldly life should be the means and God realization should be the goal. But we make that poor God, oh Lord, please take care of my house, I am going to India for 2 months. So God is standing there like a chowkidar. So we want to use that God as a means. And the goal of our life is this material protection. That is what we call devotion. See? Many times such questions come. Swamiji, I don't know why this is happening only with me. So what is happening with you? See, my wife doesn't listen to me, my children don't listen to me. They have virtually made a fool of me. Why this is happening to me? I do a lot of religious practices. I get up in the morning, I take bath, as if you are obliging by taking bath to God. I take bath, then I go to the temple, I ring the bell and disturb his peace. See? And I do the japa, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. I observe Ekadashi. Everything I do. And yet, there is no peace of mind. Why this is happening? I am not fabricating. These are the stories we hear. One lady in Bombay asked me this same question. I have done everything, Swamiji, but I don't know. Me and my husband, we constantly fight. In the office, my boss is not happy with me. Subordinates don't listen to me. I don't have any friends. My children have written me off. And I am so spiritual. I don't take anything like meat, eggs. I take very sattvic diet. No salt, no spices. Only that, naturopathy diet, what animals eat, that only I eat. And yet, why this is happening to me? Why God is not helping me? So our devotion is giving some bribe to the Lord so that we are benefited. Friends, a real devotee is the one who has self-confidence. Because Atma and Paramatma, they are not two. Faith in God is manifested as self-confidence. But instead of the self-confidence, we become weakling. For everything, we go and disturb that God. Oh Lord, they have please do something. As if we have no other business than to look after our foolish things. So that is invocation of Adi Daivik in our life under the disguise of devotion. So these two parts. One is path of karma, which keeps us engaged in the material world. Second is path of devotion, which makes us weakling rather than strong. See, Vedanta Shastra tells, Karmani chitta shuddhyartham, Aikagratham upasanam, Mokshartham brahma vijnanam, iti Vedanta Nindima. When we are doing things in the world, what for we are doing? Are we doing it because the world has to be improved? Are we doing it because the world wants? No. Yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. See, whatever we do in life, Where is our attention focused? Is our attention focused on the world? Or our attention focused on ourselves? Or attention is focused on the quality of the mind? Three things. Like, I am talking to you. This is an act. So where is my attention? If my attention is on you, the field where the action is falling, I will be all the time disappointed in my life. How disappointed? See, I have been talking on Gita for so many years, but people don't change. I think the world is useless. Frustration is bound to come. Because I want to improve the world. God has failed to improve His own creation. And we want to improve His world. Then why we work? We work because it is our need. And that need should lead to only we are at peace with ourselves. See? But many times we overdo the things and thereafter we regret lately. See? I was telling Arun while coming in the car, there are, some people, one particular family I know closely, they have 2 daughters and 1 son. And very rich family. Money is no criteria. But the family is completely disintegrated. And the reason the children give, oh, mummy had no time for us. She was all the time running after the Swamis. Dad had no time for us. He was all the time running in his business. See? And the net result is, the eldest daughter, she divorced from her parents officially. I don't claim you as my parents. You have destroyed my childhood. See? The son, he says, why should I work? So much money is there, I will not work. See, friends. Therefore, when we are functioning in the world, attention should be on our peace of mind. And our peace of mind can happen only if we have perfect balance in life. Thus far and not further. We have to draw a line in our life. If we don't draw the line, we will be destroyed by our own activities. Therefore, karmani chitta shuddhyartham. So when I function in the world, if attention is on the world, I will be disappointed. If attention is on I am doing this, I am doing this, I am doing this, our I will become disproportionately strong. And we will have a wrong notion that because of us the world is moving. See, friends, Rama has come and gone. Krishna has come and gone. The world continues. Nisargadatta Maharaj used to say, all those who have come to save this world, they were shaved off. The world is as it is. So let us have this clear understanding. Neither the attention is on the world nor on I. Attention is on the quality of the mind. Before we take up something, what is the quality of the mind? Are we at peace or we are in a rush? Then while all the activities are done, are we at peace or we are till tense with so many things on head? And when the day we conclude, are we able to go to sleep in no time? A healthy lifestyle has 2 big qualities. Try this. Your hunger will be very healthy. And second, you will get sleep without pills or without pillow. Then your life is healthily lived. Then we do upasana. Upasana for what? Upasana is done with a view to work on the mind, not work by the mind. Then you discover this. In the book what Arun said about Shiva Sutra, this we have spoken in Melbourne for 3 years. Very deep thought. There Upasana is indicated. In Upasana, the most important aspect is chanting the Lord's name, mantra sadhana. Yajnanam japa yajñosmi. We do the mantra japa. Now when we are doing the mantra japa, are we working on the mind or we are working by the mind? When we are working by the mind, we take the mala in the hand and then we and our attention is, I have to finish these many malas in this time. We are short of time. But I had to complete my, I am Gayatri Upasana. I had to do the Gayatri mantra. And then I had to do at least, 21 malas per day. But I don't have time. Then we start. Om Guru Sada Siddharana Margo Devsa Dimya Om Guru Sada Siddharana Margo Devsa Dimya Om Guru Sada Siddharana Om Guru Sada. And ultimately, Om Buru 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 Buru. It is the text messaging of the mantra. Don't go on the number of times you chant. See, how much time, quality time, we spend in Him. See, it is something like this. We have only 5 minutes today. Too much of work. Never mind. Only 5 minutes you have to chant. Time is important, not the number. So we take the mala or you don't take the mala and sit quiet. 5 minutes will be over only in 5 minutes. You cannot speed up. So you sit down, very cool. Put alarm, 5 minutes. Lest you may chant more. So you sit quiet, 5 minutes only. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. The mantra is chanted as we eat chocolate. How do we take Ayurvedic medicine and how do we eat chocolate? See, do we taste the Ayurvedic medicine? We just gulp it and take something sweet. It is so bitter. See? That is the Ayurvedic principle of curing the diseases. When you are not well, they will give you such a terribly bitter medicine. To avoid the next dose, you say you are okay. It's a technique. So we don't want to repeat that. It's so bitter. We just gulp it out. But when we eat chocolate, do we put the chocolate in the mouth and take a glass of water? No. We keep on. We park it, see, between the cheek and the teeth, and slowly it goes on and on. In the same manner, let Lord's name be tasted. Raso vaisaha rasagam hevayam labdvanandi bhavati. Lord's name is sweet. And the sweetness, when we experience, then we are working on the mind. But if you are only and then that mala gets entangled, and then like a thermometer we give jhatka. That is not japa. Be attentive. When we are chanting the Lord's name, now this is first step I told you. Upasana we are learning so that we can discover bliss. When we are chanting, first discipline the mind. 3 times when we chant, no other thought will intercept in between. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. So these 3 times, no dissimilar thought has entered. We are working on the mind. Then the gap follows. The gap of silence. Now remain in that silence as long as comfortably possible. And when you suspect, oh, thought is going to come, again fire your bullets. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Again 3 times. Again keep quiet. In this way, slowly we start working on the mind. After this is achieved, so from 3, we increase it to 5. So when you chant 5 times, no dissimilar thought enters. Then we make it 7, 10. It may take months and years, but you are working on the mind. After this is achieved to a great extent, then we go deeper. Where from the sound begins and where the sound ends. The spiritual heart is the center of our chest called as the sternum point, where the floating ribs are surrendered. It is here the first throb of consciousness happens, which enlivens the body by creation of mind. Therefore, unknowingly we all, when we are to say, I told you, so with this tarjani, our finger goes to this point, I told you. Nobody says, I told you. Nobody says, I told you. And if you are a Sardarji, you will not say, I told you. Because that I is born here. So now, sit quietly and then you are relaxed. There is no demand. We are not talking, asking anything about the mind. We have no problems. Because now, at this moment, we are nobody. That is, nobody is working on the mind. you will very clearly come to experience, like when you put an ice cube in the waters, after some time the ice cube dissolves in the water. Both ice cube and water, both of them are waters. But ice cube is a solid water. In the same manner, mind is a solid consciousness. This mind dissolves. And when the mind dissolves in consciousness, there is no sense of otherness. There is no sense of individuality. Therefore, there is no possibility of any desire. And because there is no desire, there is zero possibility of any activity. At this moment, you are on the borderline of mind and consciousness. Whether you are listening or you are sleeping, you are on the borderline. The difference between sleeping and realization is only one. In sleeping, we know not. In realization, there is no doubt left. So how do we come to know that we are the blissful reality? There is only one litmus test. And that test is, we have no questions, we have no doubts. Now find out, what is that about which we have no questions and we have no doubts? We will come to know we have no questions and doubts about our presence. See, when this presence is cognized, then we will understand the meaning of 15th chapter. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtaha mattaha smriti jnanam apohanancha vedaisya sarvai ahameva vidyaha. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtaha. I am the heart of everything. Because of me, the waking is possible. Because of me, the dream is possible. Because of me, the deep sleep is possible. Because of me, samadhi is possible. But when the waking is happening, I don't become a waker. When the dream is happening, I don't become a dreamer. When the deep sleep is happening, I don't sleep. When samadhi happens, I am not elated. And when samadhi breaks, I am not disturbed. This is happiness. This is bliss. See, friends, ultimately what happens is our standpoint changes in life. Changing the standpoints is the only message Bhagavad Gita gives us. Bhagavan Sri Krishna told Karma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Arjuna did nothing. He was on the battlefield. He was not sitting there in meditation. Okay, after meditation we will have the war, okay? He was not chanting the Lord's name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Then what happened? Only the standpoint was corrected. Arjuna's standpoint was a relative standpoint. From the relative standpoint, there is no answer to any question. From the absolute standpoint, there is no question to be answered. Therefore, happiness is Gita is change your standpoint towards life. See, take an example to understand this point. This is my very pet example. I really love it. Therefore, I always go to the seaside and spend lot of time. It has given me a tremendous joy. Waves, ocean and water, three things. We are all individuals as waves. So one wave will be competing with the other wave. One wave will gulp the another wave. And after some time the wave will die. So wave has an autobiography of a wave. I was born on 30th of February. Then I did this thing, I did that thing, I have gone here, I have gone there, and I have done this thing, I have blah 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 blah. Now I am here, now I am going to die. Autobiography of a wave. Will ocean ever write an autobiography? Waves are born. Waves grow. Waves compete. Waves have success and failures. Ocean is not born. It doesn't grow. It doesn't die. It is ever the same. So, first our life is wave versus wave. I versus you. One girl, she wrote me one email and a Hindi poem. Swamiji, I have discovered one beautiful poem when I was sitting for meditation in Hindi. I am writing it to you. Before marriage, it was in Hindi. शादी के पहले मैं ही मैं, मैं ही मैं, मैं ही मैं. Before marriage, only I. शादी क्या हो गई? फिर तू ही तू, तू ही तू, तू ही तू. After marriage, you honey darling, you honey darling. After 1 year, तू मैं, तू मैं. The fight begins. 1 साल और बीत गया. मैं तू, मैं तू. And I being a Gujarati, मैं in Gujarati, I in Gujarati is who. Who tu, kabaddi. Whole life is only a struggle. So till such time there is I versus you. You can never attain peace in life. And this is what the path of karma is. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this. No end to that. Stop. One day, before the world has to tell you, go, you go. Like many people ask the Swami, you move around the world. How come so many people love you and they like you? Now I am staying with many. So how come? Because before my arrival, they know my departure. Therefore, when I came on the first day, they were happy. When one day passed, they were more happy. One more day passed, they were more happy. And when I am going to go day after tomorrow, they are in the 7th heaven. Thank God, Swamiji gone. Before the world has to tell us, stop. Let us have the wisdom to withdraw. That is Vanaprastha. See? Therefore, living as the waves, there is nothing but struggle in life. And what Bhagavad Gita tells? Sukha dukhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujjasva naivam papam avapsasi. When you are living in this world, keep your attention on the equanimity of your mind. Are you at peace with yourself or not? If not, you are going the wrong way. So simple it is. Then what do? Then we come out of this karma. I read somewhere one email has come. Beautiful pictures. Karma cafe. You don't get here what you order. You get here what you deserve. It's a karma cafe, It is not anything else. So, how to get out of this? Then we step on the path of upasana, devotion. And what is devotion? Again, change in the standpoint. And the change in the standpoint is wave looking at the ocean. Now the wave is not looking at another wave. We are not looking at the neighbor. He has got a big car, I have got a small car. See? Now we are no more looking at the neighbor. We are looking at the higher principle called as God. Now, will the wave have competition with the ocean? See? Will the wave ever feel jealous of ocean? Then, what is the relationship between the wave and the ocean, the devotee and the Lord? Only surrender and submission. See, second standpoint. Then the third standpoint. Ocean is looking at the waves. When the tsunami comes, ocean is not angry against tsunami. And when a beautiful tidal wave comes for surfing, the ocean is not congratulating. Name dveshosti na priyaha. Good and bad is only a relative standpoint. From the ocean's point of view, neither the tsunami is bad, Katrina is bad, nor a ripple is good. The third standpoint. And the last standpoint is how the water looks at the ocean and the waves. The water is never afraid of getting drowned in the ocean. Nor the water is ever afraid of getting broken into pieces when the wave breaks. Changing the standpoint from the relative to the absolute is the spiritual path indicated in Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna's standpoint was Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhe Dronam Cha Madhusudana. How can I kill my guru and my grandfather? Relative standpoint. That was the delusion, moha. And he says very clearly, Dharma Sammuda Chetaha. I am totally confused as to what I had to do at this moment. See? And after the whole Bhagavad Gita was told, what Bhagavan Krishna asked a question to Arjuna? Kaschid etashrutam partha tvaya ekagrena chetasa kaschid ajnana sammoha pranastaste dhananjaya. Hey Arjun, have you heard with single pointed mind? Has your delusion gone? Delusion about four things. One, about our identity. Two, about the world. Three, about God. And fourth, about spiritual practice. Has your delusion gone? And Arjuna's answer is what? Nashto mohaha. Delusion gone. Smritihi labda. Now my wits are collected. I know what I am supposed to do at this moment. Tat prasadat maya achyuta, by your grace, O Lord. And stitosmi gata sandehaha. Now I have no doubt about my position in life. And therefore, karishye vachanam tava, I shall follow your advice. See, Bhagavad Gita is heard by different couplets or couples. First, Bhagavan Krishna and Arjuna. Second, Bhagavan Krishna and Sanjay. Third, Sanjay and Dhritarashtra. Fourth, me and you. What happened to Sanjay when he heard Bhagavad Gita? Sanjay's own words. Tacha sansprutya. That great dialogue between Bhagavan Krishna and Arjuna, having heard is Rishyami mumurmuhu, I am extremely happy again and again. What a great joy it was to listen to that divine discourse. And therefore, his conclusion is Yatra Yogeshwara Krishnaha Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, where wisdom and action are properly balanced, life is fulfilled. See, friends, that is what happened to Sanjay after listening to Bhagavad Gita. What happened to Dhritarashtra? He also heard from Sanjay. There is no mention anywhere in the whole Mahabharata what happened to Dhritarashtra after listening to Bhagavad Gita, because nothing happened to him. We feel very close to him, isn't it? Nothing happened to him. See? How many Mahatmas we have come and heard and gone, and we stand before the Mahatmas as challenge. Sudhar ke dikhao, Friends. Then what happened to Arjuna? He himself tells, Nashto mohaha smriti labdha, tat prasadat maya chuta, stitosmi gata sandeha, no doubt left. Now the question is, what happens to us when we hear Bhagavad Gita? Tomorrow is Bhagwan's birthday. See? So, what happens to us? Oh, very simple. Nashta smriti moha labdaha, tat prasadat maya chuta, stitosmi gata sandeha, no, gatosmi stita sandeha, karishye vachanam mama, मैं ऐसा ही करूंगा. Suffer in life. See, friends. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita's approach is only change your standpoint in life. Because whenever we are disturbed and miserable, we are only somebody. Somebody can never be happy. Because somebody is a point of volcano from where all the worries, relativities and problems start coming up. And it is said, I read on some t-shirt, nobody is happy on the front side. On the back side of the same t-shirt, I am nobody. True. Nobody alone is happy. Somebody is always miserable. So what is the spiritual practice? The spiritual practice is whatever role we have to play as somebody, play the role, but don't forget, you are essentially nobody. How simple it is. In India, there is one artist, Shekhar Sen, I adore him, he's a really great one. His latest show is coming on Surdas. His Kabir show I have seen. He is a single person on the stage in the attire of Kabir. And he conducts 2 hours program, only one man. He sings, he is Kabir, he is his wife, he is his children, he is his father, he is his mother, he is the pandit, he is the mullah, he is the crowd. One man. All the dialogues, all the characters, he plays so perfectly well. And after the show is over, there is a standing ovation to him because he could play every role perfectly. Friends, spiritual life is this. Play your role perfectly. And roles are played not in the audience. Roles are played on the stage. So wherever we are placed by the Lord, that is the stage of life for us. Now play your role. Mukta Sangha Samachara. Perfectly well, Samachara. Mukta Sangha, don't get involved beyond limits. Thus far, not further. See. And when we thus start living our life, then we have really practiced upasana. So karmani chitta shuddhyartham. To get out of these wrong notions about life, we do karma. And attention is on the purity of the mind. The mind is at peace. Purity doesn't mean, no, I don't become angry. I don't eat non-vegetarian. I wake up in the morning. That is not purity. Purity is you are at peace with yourself, number one. Number two, you have intense longing to know the truth. Your priorities in life change. Then our mind is pure. Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes in one of his commentaries, pure mind is that mind where the inquiry about the self kindles naturally. Kastvam koham kutamāyātah kāme janani kome tātah iti paribhavaya paritaha bhavaya. Keep yourself engaged in this inquiry as to what is our origin. See? And this is what is told in all the stories of our scriptures. But instead of that, the moral of the story we don't understand. Every story has a moral. You must have heard the story from Mahabharata, Savitri and Satyavan. You all must know the story. Savitri was a great wife, greatly devoted to her husband, and when he died, she fought with Lord Death and got her husband back. That is the power of dedication to the husband. This is the moral of the story according to scriptures. Somebody asked me, Swami, what is the moral of the story according to you? I said, according to me, you can be saved from death, but not from husband, not from wife. Moral of the story. In the same manner, there are many stories. One great king, Rishabdev, he left everything after ruling the world for 10,000 years. Went in the forest, did tapasya and merged in the Lord. What is the moral of the story? Moral of the story is, whatever maybe your achievements or failure in this world, that will not give you fulfillment in life. See friends, fulfillment in life, etad buddhva buddhiman chat krita krityascha bharata. Focus attention on this. Attainment of fulfillment in life is happiness in Gita. Otherwise, our whole life is a constant struggle. So what has happened to Arjuna? Only he has changed the standpoint. Earlier, he was living as a relative personality. And at the end of the Bhagavad Gita Upadesh, he knows, I am just a pawn on the chessboard of the world, and someone else is moving me around. So, oh Lord, let thy will be done. And thus, merge in his will. See, friends, then no question can come in your mind. Many times, therefore I don't entertain question and answer session. There is no meaning in that. Because when you ask question, you get reply. Reply is not an answer. Answer you have to discover. One student replied the question in the examination. What is the capital of America? So the student wrote, come on sir, you know it very well. Or Google it. Reply. No, reply is not answer. You find out. And when you want to find out, you can find out only in one way. Keep mouth shut. Stop talking to yourself. Before you talk to others, ask a question. Is it necessary to talk? See, at this moment, you are nearing Keval Kumbhak. Very minimum breathing. You are nobody. Neither man, woman, young, old, rich, poor. This experience, when it remains 24/7, we have discovered happiness. And only once we have to discover this. Like we learn swimming only once in lifetime. Once you learn swimming, you cannot forget it. Because swimming is not learned by mind to forget. It is a balance. This balance of life. We lead our life in the relative world, yet we are holding on to the absolute reality. That balance in life, samatvam yoga uchyate, is called as real fulfillment of our life. Friends, it is possible for every one of us. It is not difficult. Therefore, all spiritual practices change your standpoint. And for that, find out at least an hour a day. How you find out is your problem. Find out an hour for a day. Expose yourself to utter silence. You will suffer initially. That suffering is a good sign. It is something like, when we take a dirty cloth to wash in the river, so we make the cloth wet, then we apply soap or detergent powder, then we start, a little bit, heating that cloth. From that dirty cloth, will milk come out? Only dirt will come out. And when the dirt comes out, are we not happy? Oh God, so much dirty, very good, let me wash more. In the same manner, when you expose yourself to the silence, all the garbage which is contained in our mind, that will start getting vomited out. That time, don't struggle, don't run away. Be strong enough. Okay, so much of garbage in me. I was thinking I am a very good person. Slowly, you will empty yourself. He who can face his mind, he can face the whole world. We are so afraid of facing our own mind that we run away from ourselves. Either we have to have the useless cereals. And what are those cereals? All imaginary confusions. As if we have got less confusions in our life, we borrow. And then we start imagining, yes, my mother-in-law is also like that only, And then it starts going in your head, Anything that mother-in-law says, oh, see, in that cereal, the same thing was said, And your life becomes a seriously serial. Because we run away from ourselves. Or else we put the buds in the ear, iPod. Because we can't stand ourselves to ourselves. Give it a chance. Don't read, don't listen, don't talk, no light. Sit in absolute dark room, eyes open. nothing to see, but seeing is happening. That experience, which is not disturbed and corrupted by any thought, that is living in God. That experience is something like this. Your vision changes. I'll tell you the change of vision is what. Once I went to Hawaii with my friend, his birthday we celebrated there. Me and my only two of us went. I thought it is very near, but from LA it takes a lot of time. As if you are going to, India. So we landed there and then first day we took a rest. Second day we were moving around. So lunchtime I said, hey man, lunch, important thing of life. So we went to some Chinese restaurant and he was talking to this person, what is available vegetarian and all that. And I was standing near the aquarium. They had a big aquarium. And with my camera as usual, I was taking snaps. So my friend asked me, Swami, do you like fish? Are you watching fish? I said, no. Then I said, you imagine what I am watching. Maybe you are watching the fish. I said, no. There's snake in that. I said, no. Maybe the different types of decorations inside the water. I said, no. Maybe the size of that aquarium. I said, no. Maybe the cleanliness of the glass. I said, no. I don't know what you are watching. I said, don't get angry. I'll tell you. I am watching water. What is there to watch in the water? I said, my problem is, what must be the experience of the water? When the fish moves, will the water get tickled? Hey, come on here, don't move fast, I am getting ticklish. When we add fish to that water, does it become a burden for the fish? When we take away all the fish, is it a loss to the water? That experience of the water is God realization. Waking comes, showers, goes away. Dream comes, thunders, goes away. Deep sleep comes, pitch darkness goes away. Samadhi comes, cloud free, blue sky goes away. But I continue to be. This me is the real happiness. It is not happiness of. It is not the knowledge of. It is not the experience of. We have knowledge of Gita. We have knowledge of mathematics. We have knowledge of Upanishad. There is nothing like knowledge of God. See, friends. And this happens when objectivity is dropped from knowledge. Objectless awareness. This is the word used by J. Krishnamurti. Objectless awareness. And that objectless awareness you can very easily practice. I'll give you two techniques. These techniques are given in one of the most wonderful Vedantic texts, Drupdrishi Vivek. It is called as Shabdanuviddha and Drishyanuviddha Samadhi. First, sit in the dark room, no light, and keep your eyes open. Because there is darkness, you cannot see anything. Because the eyes are open, seeing is happening. So seeing without the seen, therefore without the seer, is the truth. Spend time on this. Not difficult. We don't have to change the place. We don't have to go anywhere. To begin with, start with little dose. 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Initially, you will feel utterly disgusted. But don't give up. Like a child, how the child learns walking? Human child is not born to walk. He has to learn. Has any child ever asked his mother, Mummy, when you were born, how did you walk? Please tell me. No. The child discovers his own techniques. Some of them start, pushing themselves from the base. Some of them become reptiles. Then they slowly learn how to stand, take one step and fall down. And when they fall down after one step, if a child says, come on, I am not going to learn walking, he can never learn walking. He doesn't give up. Then he develops his own techniques. He holds on to the wall. Then he holds on to the cloth, the curtain, holds on to the sari of the mummy and learns, oh, this is the technique to walk. He never gives up. Exactly the same way. Don't give up. Spend time on yourself. It is necessary that we have duty towards others. Do that, but not at the cost of your own spiritual practice. It is for this purpose alone we are in this world. Uddaredatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva atmano bandhu atmaiva rikuratmanaha. So this is one technique. The second technique is expose yourself to the silence. Sounds are heard by the ears. Silence cannot be heard by the ears. Yet, silence is experienced. So we start slowly withdrawing from the ears, the hearing faculty. And as you grow, you will become extremely sensitive even to small little disturbance. And such people become very agitated. Little bit of disturbance. Hey, don't make noise. Put a board outside. Meditation in progress, take detour. Because they cannot tolerate any sound. If you are late, sit outside. Don't come inside. Is meditation or a military drill? And when you cross this sound barrier, then Yogarato va bhogarato va sangarato va sangavihinaha yasya brahmani ramate chittam nandati 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 eva. Whether there is sound, there is no disturbance. Whether there is silence, there is no gain. Friends, then we are abiding in the happiness indicated by Bhagavad Gita. And this is all possible only when we take our life as a Krishna Leela. If we study the life of Bhagavan Krishna and the tragedies and the problems that he has gone through, we can't even imagine. One person was very angry with me when I was referring Bhagavan Krishna. He said, all the time you tell Bhagavan Krishna. What Bhagavan he was? Married 16,108 wives. How can he be Bhagavan? God. I said, don't get angry. Are you married? He said, why should I tell you? No, I said, I'll give you an example, then it is easier. Suppose I am married. I said, why suppose? I think you are married. He said, no, I am not married. My face is like that. Married man's face has got some glow, I said, a man married to one wife is not able to keep her happy. Bhagwan married to 16,108 and all of them were happy. Only God can do that. Man cannot do it. See? And how he lived through? Only by this one technique. Take life lightly in the light of wisdom. And what is the wisdom? This life is like a stage. Here we come, play our role, go. We have no worries about others. What others do, why worry? See. Adhyatma, now I am coming to the last point. Adhyatma is, now we have discarded the Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, now come to the Adhyatma. Adhyatma is pertaining to the absolute self. Be very attentive. When we are lost in the Adi Bhautik, this world becomes real. Because we are identified with a gross body. To get out of this gross body identification, we are told that you are not the body, but you are the embodied. This embodied principle solves some of our problems. Like we ask questions, why this is so, why this is so? So the teacher have to answer. We tell, look here, the misery that you are going through in your life because in the last life you have done something wrong. But I don't remember, never mind, you have to get the result. Different actions have different gestation length to deliver the fruits. They are not the same. Okay, but now what can I do? Now in this life behave properly. Otherwise next life you will get married to the same lady again. No, I'll behave properly. Now here we graduate. We give up the body identification and we come to the embodied. So who is embodied? Then we give a name to that. Embodied is a soul. S-O-L-E. One per shoe. And then we get enchanted by this. Per body there is a soul. This is the sole problem of understanding. There is no one soul per body. Please get out of that wrong notion. See, Bhagavad Gita very clearly tells in the 13th chapter, Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. I am alone expressing through every body. Expressions are different. They are not individualities. They are manifestations. Like, the light in the bulb is not individuality. It is a manifestation of electrical energy. In the same manner, life is a manifestation of the divine principle. Bulbs are individuals. Bodies are individuals. But life is common. There are not many. See, friends. Then we focus attention on, if I am not the body, I am embodied, then who am I? And we stop here. We are told, you are a jiva, you are a soul, and we keep quiet. Don't keep quiet. Inquire. We are told about Paramatma. What is God? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyomanna. Paramatma is Satchidananda that you are told. Now what is Jivatma? Tell. We simply accept. Find out what is the soul, what is the Jiva. Then we will come to know. If we have to define our reflection in the mirror, can we define the reflection without reference to our own face and the mirror? All the three factors are required for the manifestation of the reflection. In the same manner, Paramatma expressing through the limitations of the Panchakoshas is called as Jiva. Now in this example of the reflection, the mirror and our own face, what is the reality? Reality is our face, not the mirror, not the reflection. In the same manner, reality is Paramatma, not the Panchakoshas, nor the expression of the Paramatma through the Panchakoshas called as reflection. Be very attentive. When the fire is reflected in the mirror, will the reflection of the fire burn the mirror? See, friends. So neither Paramatma is miserable, nor Jivatma is miserable. There is no misery at all. Now you are making us miserable. No misery at all. Get married and show. No misery at all. See, friends, the day you discover this principle, that we are not Vyakti, we are not individuality, we are Abhivyakti, we are manifestation. Source is the same. Paramatma expressing through the man's body, beard will grow. That doesn't mean Paramatma is masculine. The same Paramatma expressing through the cow gives milk. Doesn't mean Paramatma is vegetarian. The same Paramatma expresses through a cobra, produces venom. Doesn't mean Paramatma is poisonous. These are the manifestations. And none of them have existence in the reality. Like, there is no light in the electricity. Light is a manifestation of electricity. See, friends, the more you become subjective, even this I who was struggling to get happiness, he also disappears. Like, when the I disappears, then only the sleep begins. Till such time, we are struggling. I want to sleep, I want to sleep. You are not sleeping. But when the I disappears, sleep begins. In the same manner, when the I disappears, he takes over. And when he takes over, then there is nothing but joy. And what is joy? Living at a zero complaint level. No complaint about anything or anybody. In one municipal office, there was a board. Put your complaints here. And the arrow was shown where the complaint box was, near the ceiling. You can't reach there. Therefore, the more we become subjective, you are nearer to the blissful self. The more you go away from yourself, you are ending up in misery. Now to conclude, simple thing. We are Sat, pure existence. Going away from the existence is ending in non-existence. We are Chit, pure knowledge. Going away from the knowledge is ending up in ignorance. We are pure bliss. Going away from the bliss is collecting blisters. Come back. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. That is what Bhagavan says, the ultimate Upadesh. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam praja. Give up everything. That is what he is not telling. Don't misunderstand that verse. Many people misunderstand. What he tells is, before you give up anything, find out what was yours. Can I go and give divorce to my friend's wife? I cannot. See, in the same manner, what can you give up in this world? What is yours? Come to realize this. Then ma shuchaha, then don't worry. He has taken care of everything. See, that is what Bhagavan says, when there is a need, I will come here. Don't worry. You take care of yourself. And in this manner, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. What is the papa? What is the sin? There is only one sin. See, this comes in Mahabharata also, in Sanat Sujatiya. It also comes in Valmiki Ramayana. Anyatha santamatmanam anyatha pratipadyate kim tena na krutam papam choreda atma apaharina. We are essentially divine, but we take ourselves to be devil. Can there be more sin than this? See, friends, discover your blissful self. That is the only purpose of our life. And we can, we must, we should, we will. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.